Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sly in first place. Nicely done. Good to see you this morning. Oh, we'll give everybody a chance to shake off those Monday blues or slowness and get ready and find this newscast. I'm not off today. I'm all right. I'm all right. Hey, good job. What up? Good morning. Good morning, Hartman Mark. Good morning, John. Good morning, Sly, Chandra, Liza. Good morning. My morning ding is going dingy. Good morning, Lori, or afternoon where you are. Hey, Lilia. What up? Good to see you. Hey, Melissa. How are you? Nice to see you this morning. Oh, so good to have a nice audience today. And I remembered to press the stream button. If you remember that from yesterday, that wasn't so great. Good morning, Matt. We'll give you a good morning. You and Lily can have that one together. Good to see you all today. Oh, so hey, let's get through the basics of the day as we always do. It is 10:01 a.m. in lovely Puerto Vallarta. It is May the 12th. Man, time is flying. Oh my gosh. Pretty soon we're going to have rain here. It's going to be crazy. And speaking of rain, let's look outside really quick. I mean, it looks like it's a coming. Another day of some pretty good clouds. We had a little bit of rain yesterday while I was filming CPS News. There was a rumor there was some drizzle outside. So there you go. So with that, here comes the rain. It'll be great. Yeah, it did. So Chris telling me it did rain a little bit in Centro. Same up here, actually. So with that, I usually, save this for a little later, but let's choose the rain. Why not? How's about a little coffee can for the rain? We're going to give it a cheers. Cheers with me. If it's your afternoon drink, no worries. If it's your day drink, whatever. And if your drink is a drink, well, I don't judge you. You do you. Okay, we got some good news today. We got some interesting news today. Looking forward to the summer storm. Same here. Absolutely. So you saw the live look outside. So this is the time where we do a little bit of coffee chatting. And so last night was, and I posted it on my Facebook profile, I kind of call it my return to CPS News. Even some people were wondering if I was done on TV news. For those that don't know, I am also the local TV anchor. I've been doing that for, coming up on going towards 3 years now. We invented a show called CPS News with Jesse and Brent. It's on every Monday night. I don't want to sit here and plug that, but the story about it is the last 2 weeks I was sick, one of which was a bad day right here on air. If you watch that 6 minutes of me dying. But I forgot how sort of hectic it is. I got really used to this environment where I run everything myself. And while that's hectic and it's hard to do and I've got to look around a lot, I don't have an earpiece in. I don't have studio people running around. I don't have nonstop, information and commands coming to me in Spanish in my ear while I'm reading a teleprompter. I just found it kind of hectic. It was fine, and I think I did a fine job on the news last night. If you saw it, well, I'd love to hear about it. But it was fun getting back on the news, but I forgot how real television news is so crazy compared to this format. Again, there's an entire production team over there, so I don't have to do all that, but it was kind of nuts. I haven't never felt that way before, and I was literally telling a news story. The teleprompter was going a little bit too fast and off the rails. They're in my ear telling me, okay, the next shot's going to be this camera and this, and make sure you understand. It's like, okay, gotta focus. So that's enough about that, but I've just found it interesting. It's been a while since I did that. So I still love being on the television news. It's good to be back. It's good to be with Jesse again. That was fun. All right, let's talk about the news in Puerto Vallarta now. Less about me, more about all of us. So Puerto Vallarta has officially established its Municipal Civil Protection Council for 2026. So here's a little screenshot of that for the season. And it's marking a really critical step in the city's emergency readiness. I don't know if you saw this online or if you heard anything about it. So during the inaugural session that was held Monday, municipal authorities met with rescue agencies, health institutions, and the hotel sector to finalize the year's operational plan. The strategy prioritizes the monitoring of rivers and arroyos, same thing, right? Rivers and arroyos, all the same right there. And clearing the drainage systems and the coordination of over 20 primary shelters to also ensure the city is prepared for the first tropical storm depressions of the year, and all of them. I'm sure you've seen it. I've talked about it, but expectations are for a pretty rough tropical storm hurricane season coming up. We've had 2 years of kind of pretty calm, but they're saying this could be the one that could be tricky. So we're going to see. So I don't know. So hey, Chris just mentioned I feel it seems like I might be going 100 miles an hour. So that's when I need feedback and Zen. Thank you. All right. So let's talk more about this. So the move comes as federal meteorologists predict a very active system, the Pacific cyclone system characterized by potential high surf events like heavy localized flooding. And officials emphasize that these meetings are about preparation rather than panic, focusing on establishing a unified communication chain between all three levels of government. For international residents and property owners, the Council's activation serves as the official signal to begin home inspections and personal storm planning before the summer rains arrive fully. So it is a good time to go around, make sure your storm drains are clear if you've got a house and you have those kind of things. And just overall, maybe even have someone, have someone come and check your property. I mean, when we lived in Merida, for example, we had some really intense tropical storms and hurricanes. And I remember there was the time when it was so bad that water began pouring in. I mean, not trickling, pouring in through all of the electrical outlets in our home, seeping through the walls. It was crazy. Where our internet line comes in, it just was pouring water through. And it really taught us a couple things. One, make sure you're prepared for storm season, especially when rain can go on for 4 or 5 days. And two, move away from Merida. There was a lot going on there. So, just kind of visually inspect, look around, maybe check all your stuff. So continuing onward, let's see, trying to get myself in line today. I think being on TV threw me off a little bit. So remember we talked about the garbage protest that was scheduled for yesterday. Well, I've got an update on that since we talked about it for a bit. And the update is the announced planned protest had, quite a public call for citizens to bring their trash and all their household trash and dump it at the doors of the Puerto Vallarta City Hall. But in actuality, it gained to get the traction that it needed and kind of looked like that. So despite social media efforts to organize a trash protest, to voice frustration over inconsistent waste collection services, very few participants actually showed up to the government building. Actually, my reports say none. So municipal police do remain on standby, but the event, they were on standby, but the event concluded without any disruption, anything going on. Now, since nobody showed up, the city's administration still is, they've got a comment about it. And so the administration continues to cite mechanical failures in the aging garbage truck fleet as the primary reason for the service delays currently affecting several neighborhoods. While the protest wasn't attended, the underlying issue of waste management remains a frequent topic of debate among the local residents and pretty much everybody. Officials maintain that new equipment is being procured to normalize collection schedules and address the community's ongoing hygiene concerns. The trash problem hasn't gone away yet. I'm hoping that it gets better. I know that they're really focused on it. But the protest didn't happen. I don't know what that means exactly. So maybe the local population feels like they're making steps in the right direction. Maybe it was too warm out and I don't know. All I can do is jest and take a guess. So I don't really know what happened with that protest, but it didn't happen. So there you go. All right. We do still want our trash to be taken care of. And with that, I'm going to give you a little bit of bing. Cheers for that. And that's a really, really great point, Chris. You do want to get it worked out before rainy season comes. And I did talk about that yesterday as well, that they do a lot of these trash pickup drives, and we've already had a couple of them. And the specific purpose is just like Chris is saying, that trash that's sitting in the dry riverbeds right now is going to end up right in the ocean. So let's get on top of that. If you see stuff, say you're walking up the trail to Pitiala, which is actually a lovely trail, by the way, under the bridge, and it's a long trail, and you see trash out there, bring a bag with you, pick it up, it takes all of us, not just a few of us. So thank you for that. And I really, as a scuba diver and a professional scuba diver and a lover of the ocean, I really don't want that going into the ocean. So let's all get on the same page with that if we can. All right, next up, Puerto Vallarta, happy anniversary. You've got an anniversary coming up just like every year. So let's talk about that really quick. So yes, the Puerto Vallarta City Council has officially designated the Arcos del Malecon, which you're seeing right there, which is the open air theater, as the venue for this year's anniversary celebrations. So during a planning session on Monday, yesterday, Mayor Munguia mentioned that the initiative was approved to move the formal proceedings to the Arches for the dual celebration of the municipality's 108th year and the city's 58th anniversary. Those are different. They don't coincide. So the municipality's 108, but the city's only 58. Just a kid. The ceremony, now here's where you want to write this down really quick, or jot this down. I'm sure I'll bring it up again though. The ceremony is scheduled for May 31st at 4 p.m. locally, Puerto Vallarta time. The protocol will include a flag ceremony and a performance of the Anthem to Puerto Vallarta by Feliz Fernando Baños. A central part of the event will also be the presentation of the 2026 Puerto Vallarta Award, the city's highest honor given to citizens who have made a significant contribution to fields like culture, tourism, and social work. So nominations for those awards recently closed on April 27th. It'll be interesting to see who gets that. The date also carries a deep historical weight for the region. While the town was originally founded in 1851 as Las Penas, P-E-N-A-S, let's be careful there, de Santa Maria de Guadalupe, it wasn't until May 31st, 1918, hence now we got why there's two dates, that it became a municipality. Exactly 50 years later, on that same date in 1968, it was elevated to the status of, dun, 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 a city. Kind of cool. Holding the session at the amphitheater places the celebrations at the geographic heart of Vallarta, right between Plaza de Armas and the sea. So yeah, great. So cheers to the upcoming anniversary. I can do that with you for sure. Let's do it. Bing. Happy anniversary, Puerto Vallarta, which is our lovely home. Love it. All right, moving on with the news. How are y'all doing out there, by the way? I haven't heard much from you. Y'all paying attention? Y'all out there? You got some good plans this week? Any free time? Maybe I'll see you at the Gen Expats official event on Saturday. I'll be there on Saturday, so I might as well mention that really quick between stories because we're just buzzing along here because I was going so fast. I literally have notes in my note that says slow down. I have a tendency to really blast out of the gates, and I did, and I appreciate you telling me. But yeah, so Saturday evening starting at 8 p.m. at Pink Pony, the Facebook group that I started and been running for, I don't know, 3 years now, something like that. We have about 6,000 and change members, is going to be getting together. So Gen Expats is for people of every age. If you're here, please come out. Please check it out. Say hi to me. Let me know what you think of the show that you don't want to write in public. I'm always open for feedback because this is our show. And, oh, thanks, Liza. I appreciate it. I'm not perfect, but I can be awesome. That's fun. All right. Next up. So this one is a very interesting one if you're in the healthcare business or a focus on healthcare. And I know at least one person on right now is focused on healthcare. So let me show you a little shot here, what I got. Let's see. Boop. Okay, so I'm going to do my best with this. I'm going to do my best with pronouncing this when we get there, and I'm always open for feedback. But the Jalisco Health Secretariat through Coprisal, Coprisal, just like you see up there, Coprisal, has launched a major crackdown on medical establishments to protect the public from unregulated quote-unquote miracle treatments. So starting in mid-April 2026, authorities began intensive inspections of clinics, hospitals, and pharmacies throughout the region to identify services such as vitamin drips and unverified stem cell therapies that lack scientific backing. Okay, very specific wording there, unverified. I mean, there's very good stem cell out there. I got stem cell on my shoulder, as a matter of fact, and it did miracles for me. Not that kind of miracle like I just quoted, but it did actually work. So keep in mind what we're talking about here. A recent high-profile raid in Zapopan led to the immediate closure of a facility caught illegally producing medications and intravenous solutions under hazardous conditions, highlighting the urgent need for stricter oversight across the state. And how about super dangerous? Oh my God. Moving forward, the operation aims to eliminate the clandestine health market, often fueled by deceptive social media advertising. Who would have guessed? Health officials are urging both residents and visitors in Puerto Vallarta and beyond to verify that any medical facility they visit displays a valid operating license and that all treatments are administered by licensed professionals with registered credentials. By encouraging the public to report suspicious activities and avoid unsubstantiated supplements, Copris Hull hopes to ensure that Jalisco remains a safe destination for legitimate medical and wellness. Okay, so this one I just happened to see, and I'm going to throw thanks to Pam Thompson for reposting this. I don't think she's out there right now. But if you're wondering, and if you're thinking about setting something up, and you have questions about that, I know one person on right now, Matt Werner, I see you right there. He does a great medical service here. A lot of people work with Pam. However you do it, or do your own homework, I'll try to find more, or maybe Matt, you can find more online resources or ways to check on these doctors. So if you walk by a clinic and say you're going down the marina and you see someone touting, like, I've got this drip that's going to make you allergy free the rest of your life, I mean, you should question that and then go do your research or reach out to someone who can do the research. I don't know if Matt's company does that, but because you're on, I'll let you think about that. But Matt, it is a big problem, and hopefully the government gets a lockdown on that. That stuff's dangerous. We don't want people getting sick or injured because of this. We don't need we don't need that in any way, shape, or form. All right. So before I move on to the one national / sports story I have, let's do one last cheers to everybody joining in. I so appreciate y'all. You have no freaking clue how much as a matter of fact, you get a jingle. Let's do it. My jingle didn't go. Oh well, we'll fix that tomorrow. All right. So with that, I'm having a little breakdown here. Let's move over there. There we go. All right. So yes, definitely do your research for taking or agreeing to any treatments and have that preliminary meeting. It's very important to understand that. All right. Moving on to the last story tonight, or today. Let's see, I'm having a little breakdown here, but we're going to get there. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so I'm having a little technical difficulty. I was going to show you a picture of the New Jerseys, but this is our final story. You're not going to get to see it today, unfortunately, but Adidas and the Mexican national team have officially revealed a new special edition third kit, aka uniform, if you don't speak football, ahead of the 2026 World Cup, celebrating Mexico's historic role as the first three-time host of the tournament, one of the hosts. The jersey features a bold black base highlighted by tonal Mexican graphic patterns that subtly reflect on the nation's pre-Hispanic roots and modern identity. So for the first time, the design incorporates a retro-inspired Adidas logo in the national colors, very cool, alongside the phrase Somos Mexico stitched into the back collar as a symbol of unity. So this is a pretty cool deal. I've actually seen them. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with my system. Let me see if I can get that slide up for you guys with the last minute or two here. But yeah, the kits look really cool. I love black, so I like that. Let's see here if we can get that last slide up for you really quick. I'm going to try one more time because I want you to see it. Yes, there it is. When you run your own system, sometimes things just happen. But there's the new uniforms. What do you think? So it's a little hard to tell in this photo. I know they are black. They're very cool. They've got the eagle. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really pumped about World Cup. I think it's going to be fun. I don't know if I'll get to catch a match, if we'll get out there, but it's definitely on the docket. And definitely looking forward to getting out there. And I hope you're pumped about it too, because we're going to have some good World Cup news as we get closer. All right, that's about it. We've hit about 20 minutes. That's the length of this show. I so thank you guys for joining me today. Sorry about the little technical problem at the end, but you guys, I think, barely noticed it. We'll be back on tomorrow with more news. All I ask is hang in there about 30 to 45 seconds. Support our sponsors, support the news contributors I use, and everybody else along the way. And big thanks to you too, Chris Anderson. I know you're not in town, but thanks for joining the show. All right, everybody, have a good one. See you soon. As in tomorrow at 10 a.m.